How do you feel about me taking this $100 bill right now and just throwing it in the garbage? Is that a good idea? I don't know, but that's exactly what's going on right now in Venezuela. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how Bitcoin is actually helping the local people fight against currency manipulation. Stay tuned.
The video you are looking at right now was taken from social media of people showing how in Venezuela thousands and thousands of banknotes are being thrown away like common garbage. The streets are strewn with banknotes that have been completely obliterated because the government has actually changed again the value of the bills, therefore rendering all of these bills unusable. This is as a result of the fact that in Venezuela, hyperinflation has completely decimated the value of the local currency. This is a key component because if you think about the people that actually had all of their assets tied into these types of banknotes, automatically all of it is simply paper that gets thrown away with the garbage.
Qué locura, ¿eh?
I would now like to put things in context by going back to Bitcoin, which is a decentralized cryptocurrency, and to talk to you about why Bitcoin was created. In fact, what you are seeing right now is the Bitcoin white paper, which is the first time that anything was said about Bitcoin. This white paper you're seeing was actually created on October 31st, 2008. It was published, and it was the first time that anybody heard about Bitcoin. So the first time Bitcoin came to be was through this white paper you're seeing here, which is found at bitcoin.org/bitcoin.pdf. Now, in the vision for Bitcoin, which is what's described in this white paper, what you see is that a purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. Interesting thing is that what is needed is an electronic payment system based on cryptographic proof instead of trust, allowing any two willing parties to transact directly with each other without the need for a trusted third party. Why would this be important? Well, the key thing is that right now, fiat currency, that is currency that you actually have the backing of a central bank, is vulnerable to that central bank changing the value of that currency. It's exactly what you're seeing that's going on in Venezuela. The Central Bank of Venezuela has completely destroyed the value of the local currency. And as a result, the people are penalized because their banknotes, which were worth something at some point, constantly are worth less and less. And this is a big problem because the government in Venezuela is proactively reducing the value of the currency so that people are at their mercy. They're basically using the local currency as a weapon against the people. Now, let me take you, while we're here on Bitcoin, I want to take you to the first Bitcoin transaction ever created. This was actually took place on January 3rd, 2009. This is part of what is known as the Genesis block. This is the only transaction that was in the Genesis block, which is block 0. Now, what's interesting is that inside that block, that transaction had a hidden message. The message said the times 03 Jan 2009, that is the date, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. Bitcoin was meant as a counter to the fact that in the middle of the financial crisis that was going on when this block was created and when Bitcoin launched, the banks were getting bailouts. So it was really unfair that the average people would simply have their entire life savings destroyed while banks were actually getting bailouts. And this was exactly what Bitcoin was designed to counter. For this next section, I'd like to talk to you about how Bitcoin coexists with fiat currencies. What I mean by that is that people can opt to buy Bitcoins. So you can go to a cryptocurrency exchange and you can buy some Bitcoins. You can also get Bitcoins for other ways. You can get paid in Bitcoin or someone could send you Bitcoin. But another way in which people can get access to Bitcoins is through peer-to-peer exchanges. And there's a website called localbitcoins.com, which is available in 248 countries. Among those countries is Venezuela. Now, as we go into Venezuela and local Bitcoins, what we're going to see now is the volume of people exchanging the local currency in Venezuela for Bitcoins. That is, getting rid of their local currency and switching it into Bitcoins. This is a website called CoinDance, and CoinDance actually tracks the volume on local Bitcoins for many countries, among them Venezuela. Now, what you can see here is that as the situation has gotten progressively worse in Venezuela, the volumes of converting the local bolivar into bitcoins has been climbing. Now, one key thing that I want to point out to you is that at first glance, it looks like people are very successful switching their bolivars into bitcoins and are able to preserve their value. But there's also a different viewpoint, which is not how many bolivars you're changing into bitcoins, but how many bitcoins are you able to get from that? And what you can see is that it has been dropping. And the reason is that not only is it that the bolivar has been losing value, but the fact that the price of Bitcoin has been going up. So you can see clearly how, as the price of Bitcoin has been climbing, people are able to get less and less Bitcoins for the bolivars that they're changing into it. And as a result, Bitcoin is a much better store of value than the bolivar is.
I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something in the process. I bring you brand new videos every single week, so make sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I would love to hear from you. Until next time, I'm George Levy. We're changing the world, one blockchain at a time. See you next time.